A moment of consideration often prevents 1,000 apologies. There will come a time of fire and night, when enemies rise and empires fall, when the stars themselves begin to die. The real key is time management and being able to focus on what you need to, on using every available minute to accomplish something that needs to be done. Every life has a destiny. The trick is to discover it before that end of your life. Otherwise, you will have too many regrets. The people who make policy decisions should damn well know what they are talking about before they make the decisions. There is nobody who is an expert on cloning who would be afraid after seeing Attack of the Clones. I always had this non-stop drive. I had to keep sending stories out, and every once in a while I'd get something accepted or get the little trickle of positive feedback. Well, I know that George Lucas doesn't like it at all. When I was working on the illustrated Star Wars universe, he told me that he would be happy if every copy could be tracked down and smashed. We sat around on a hotel balcony with a bottle of wine and tried to figure out how you would go about blowing up a planet. That's the kind of conversation science fiction writers have when they get together. We don't talk about football or anything like that. The best place to start an adventure is with a quiet, perfect life, and someone who realizes that it can't possibly be enough. That's what people need to remember about reviewers. Opinions can be all over the spectrum, and you just need to find a reviewer whose tastes match your own. We each have our lives. What matters is not how long those lives last, but what we do with them. When tending a vast and beautiful garden, you have to plant many seeds, never knowing ahead of time which ones will germinate, which will produce the most glorious flowers, which will bear the sweetest fruit. A good gardener plants them all, tends and nurtures them, and wishes them well. Optimism is the best fertilizer. One of the things that was kind of shocking for humans was to come to terms with was the fact that, hey, we may not be the center of the universe. Wouldn't you like to have an augmented memory chip that you could plug into your head so you don't have to look everything up and remember everything? I got to spend all of my time every day at work reading and editing papers about cutting-edge technical research and getting paid for it. Then I'd go home at night and turn what I learned into science fiction stories. I think now I'm up to something like 85 different titles that I've published. My dad is a bank president and my mom was an accountant, and they didn't think that seeking the life of a freelance writer was very practical, you see. Of course, I was just as determined to do it. I've had the same full-time assistant and typist for 8 or 9 years now. She's read everything I've written, she types everything and does a good job, translates it and makes comments. I did several interesting jobs, working in restaurants. I worked at a lab rat farm, feeding and watering all these rats. Then I got a full-time job as a technical writer for a large scientific research laboratory. Elantris is a new Ben-Hur for the fantasy genre, with a sweeping, epic storyline and closely personal characters. Which one do you like? Comment below. Thank you.